Hi everyone, my name is Hadi. I am a student from Igusti Bagus Sugirwo Hindu State University English Language Education Department. So today I talk about the four boards categories of the curriculum. So before I discuss four board categories, let's discuss what is the curriculum. Curriculum is a plan or guide for teaching and learning. It includes what the students need to learn, how they will learn it, and also how their learning will be assessed. It can involve a subjects, lessons, activities, and skills that school or educators use to help the student grow academically, socially, and emotionally. It's like a roadmap for educations, guiding both the teachers and students toward the specific goal. And next, the curriculum models. Curriculum models are different ways of the organizing or designing a curriculum. They help us shape how the content is taught and what the methods are used. And the four broad categories of curriculum design. The first is traditional curriculum models, and the second is the student-centered model, and the third is the critical models, and the last is the structural model. Okay, let's start the traditional curriculum models. Traditional curriculum models has focused on the transmission of the discrete piece of information, frequently rote facts and formulas from teacher to student. Because the information is considered important its own right, and also the traditional curriculums often paid a little attention to whether or not students use the information in any real life context. In reality, most learning situations demand an integration of various kinds of knowledge, and information is considered valuable and also experience desire or need for information. Traditional curriculum is an educational curriculum which follows the established guidelines and practice. This term can refer both to the curriculums as a whole as in the set of course which students must take to graduate and the order in which they are presented, and to the curriculums in the form of the content taught in the individual class. The traditional curriculums is sometimes criticized for being too narrow, and also number of education professionals have to develop alternative educational methods or suggestions for teaching a traditional curriculum in more expanded way. In the sense of an entire curriculum, traditional curriculums includes a core subject and electives. The core subjects usually includes the topic like math, science, history, and English. The student may also take a course in the social science and can expand their curriculums with topics like art, foreign language, music, and so on. And the next, the student-centered model. A student-centered model is the built on the belief that students should have both the choice and the responsibility to determine their learning needs and how to address them. These models encourage students to dive deeper contents and also engage them more through than they would in traditional teacher-centered model. In student-centered models, students don't just memorize information, and also they actively engage to deeper understanding and long-term retention of the material. With the proper teachers' guidance and facilitations, students naturally differentiate their learnings and also understanding what they need to success in the classroom. By fostering in a learner-centered curriculums, teachers encourage students to take an active role in their own learning. Utilizing the project-based learning and small groups, students work in their own pace, addressing real-world problems and their unique needs. This learner-centered contrasts with the traditional teacher-centered approach and also placing students at the center of the learning process. A student-centered models doesn't introduce new educational material, but they repackage and deliver existing contents in different ways. Traditionally, teachers are seen as distributor of the knowledge while the students are passive recipients. This model flipped the dynamic, making students active, the participant in their learning process. And the next category is the critical models. The critical models utilize a multidisciplinary approach that integrates effective learning and teaching practice with the computer technology. The model is designed to be flexible within a curriculums, an example for teachers to follow where they can plug in their own critical issues. This process engages the student in collaborative research that can be shared in the classroom across the country or around the globe. The critical models consist of four equal and important organizational components that form the backbone of the models. The four parts of the model are: the first is educational components, second is the technology components, the third is the assessment components, and the last is the community components. The models can be utilized with a great number of topics, but the highest of the preparation and willingness of the instructor to modify a traditional role of the content delivery. The critical models have three goals. The first is to provide opportunities to develop and apply critical thinking and problem solving skill to a complex problem of the global significance. And the second is to promote cooperative learning through successful teamwork. And the last, to develop the connections between scientific concept and everyday life. The critical curriculum models allows for a deeper research into topics. The teachers guides the student in developing questions for further investigation and recommending research sites, and also probing students' understanding of the given topic. The teachers become a colleagues as a student give a direction to the research. The feedback provided the learners in the learning process must not only be immediate but more importantly must contain useful information that can be successfully linked to prior learning effort. And the last categories of the curriculum models is the structural models. The structural curriculum models focus on organizing and planning the educational content in a clear and logical way. The main goal is to provide the framework that ensures students can learn systematically and achieves the specific educational outcomes. This model designed to make teaching and learning efficient by aligning the lessons, activities, and the assessment with the predefined goals. The goal of this model is to create a structured learning experience that supports both the student and the teachers. By breaking subject into smaller units and arranging them in a logically sequence, it ensures that students build on their previous knowledge step by step. One strength of this structural curriculum model is clarity and consistency. Teachers know exactly what to teach and when to teach it, which make the lesson planning straightforward. Students benefit from this structure because it reduces confusion and ensures that they are progressing in a logical order. Additionally, this model is often aligned with the national education standard, which ensure that the students across different schools receive the similar quality educations. However, one potential weakness of this model is rigidity. The strict structure might not leave room for flexibility or creativity in the teaching. If a student struggles with the particular topics, the curriculum might not allow enough time to revisit or adapt the lessons. Additionally, it might not always address the individual interests or needs of the students, focusing more on meeting predefined goals than on personalizing the learning experience. Despite these limitations, the structural curriculum models remains one of the most widely used approach in the education. It's the systematic design that create a sense of order and purpose in the classroom, and also making it easier for both teachers and students to stay focused and achieve their educational goals. This model especially effective in preparing students for standard tests and ensuring that the essential skill and also knowledge are covered in a comprehensive way. I think that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.